Has something ever happened that affected you so much emotionally that it hampered your productivity? Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about how to deal with that, but not just fix the emotional pain, but how to channel it to maybe get some of your best work ever. Welcome back, everyone. We're going to dive into some things that you can do to really channel that emotional pain that you may have and really drive some of your best work. And I'm also going to share a personal story of something that I went through while writing my first book. But before we get into any of that, really quick, I just want to say that depression is a very real thing and it's a very serious topic. And if any of you out there are struggling with depression or think that you might be struggling with depression, or may even have a friend that is struggling with depression, I want to let you know that I care. I genuinely think that your life is important. And I'm going to link below some resources that potentially help you out. I'm sending lots of love your way. So I'm pausing the video right now really quick just to ask you one question. Do you think that you are an attractive individual? If you are, hit the subscribe button. If you don't think you are, then ignore that request. But I think we're gonna get some new subscribers today. Now, diving into this story about the emotional thing that I had to deal with when writing my book. While I was writing my first book, two people who were very close to me were diagnosed with cancer. My mom and my step-pops. They were diagnosed about a couple months apart. And it was pretty tough to hear at first, honestly. But they were both fighters, and you know, with them staying strong, it was pretty simple for me to stay strong. You know, if they could do it, I could do it. And that helped a lot. And, you know, even though it was something that I always had in the back of my head, I was always, you know, pretty positive moving forward. Naturally, just an optimistic person. So I felt, you know, pretty optimistic just through the whole process. Coming down to the end, almost the end of my book writing process, editing process, right before, you know, getting my book kind of ready for the end, my step-pops passed away. And it was really tough for me to deal with at first. Now I'm gonna share some of the things that helped me get through this and help me, I think, produce a better end product for my book than I originally thought I was gonna be able to produce. So the first thing was just actually facing what had happened. It had hurt a lot, and I just needed to realize that he was really gone, and it hurt. And you know what that looked like for me was a lot of crying. You know, a lot of tears were shed, but it was something that I had to deal with. Music also helped a lot in that area. The second thing was talking to people. I think this is a very overlooked thing. A lot of people like to hold things in. But I think talking to people that you were really close to, having those people in your corner that you can talk to when you're going through something really emotional really helps. It really helped me get a lot of closure just talking through with some of my closest friends. It truly helped me feel a little bit better about the situation. The last thing was writing. Which is ironic because I was writing a book. But when everything had happened, it was really tough for me to focus on the book. I just, all of my ideas sort of went blank. I was just in a really emotional state, and I couldn't think much of finishing up the book and like finishing, you know, creating this final product, you know, coming up with those last set of creative ideas. So I sat down and I decided to write a letter to my step-pops. I knew he wouldn't see it, you know, he's no longer with us, but I started writing, and it became like a tribute letter to him, which I actually did include at the front of my first book. I'll leave a link down below in the description for anyone who wants to check out my first book. What it helped me do was it helped me realize all of the positives that I had with him, all of the positives, the positive effect that he had on my life. And I thought about one thing: what would he truly want? What would he want at the end of the day? And he always wanted the best for me. He always wanted to see me succeed. He had dreams that I would do really big things, and I thought, publishing my first book is something really big. This helped me learn my new why for finishing the book. The new why, aside from knowing that this is what he would want, this was something that, he would love to see my name published and things of that nature. But more so than that, my new why became having his name live on forever. One thing about the book that I created is that, it's a book, it's being sold, but aside from it being sold, it is something that will live on far beyond my years. I hope it's something that my kids and my grandkids will read, and his name, his tribute, I put it at the beginning of the book that, his name and his legacy will always live on. And having that thought in the back of my head, I have to finish this book so that, his name can continue to live on forever and ever, was something that really helped me. But I think overall that just writing piece, really sitting down and writing out my emotions, my thoughts, and creating this tribute for him. I didn't include all of my thoughts in the final tribute, but just having that time and really writing out really opened my mind up and helped me think. And that's when I figured out that, I could have his name live on, which helped me finish in completing the book and the final project. So those are some things that I recommend you do if you have any emotional pain, anything like that is hampering your productivity. First thing, face it. Second thing, really talk it out. Talk with people that you're close to. And then third thing, start writing about it. I think you do those three things, it'll help you produce probably some of your best work. I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the video around for anyone who you think it may help. Follow me on these various socials, and I'll see you next time on the next video.